Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to part 2 of the Cameroon tax audit video, and we are here on point 5, which is slide 10. Now here we'll be talking about your rights during a tax audit. Like, what are your rights when a taxman comes and says they want to audit you? Now you have the right to be informed in advance. I already mentioned that in the previous video. And also, you also have the right to receive the taxpayer charter. Okay, so they need to give you an audit notice in advance and send you the taxpayer's charter as well. And then you also have the right to be assisted by an accountant or lawyer. In this case, if you want to hire me to help you with your tax audit, then I'm all available. My numbers are on the screen. Or you can also get a lawyer to assist you throughout the process. But that's one of the things I do, and that's one of the things we do. So you can always get us. And you can also request for postponement. If you are not ready for a tax audit, you can just write back and tell the tax people that, hey, you are not ready now, and you request for a postponement of the tax audit. And then, of course, you can respond to proposed adjustment. That's at the end of the day. You have the right to respond to proposed adjustments. We're going to be looking at that within 30 days when those adjustments have been raised. And of course, you can also contest assessments. So if they come and say, hey, you're supposed to pay VAT this much and you only paid this much, you can contest that and provide more information. And then, of course, you have a right to receive written notification. And then, of course, you can appeal any decisions from the tax auditors. Okay, so if a taxman comes, they should not bully you. You are not supposed to be bullied. You are just doing business, and just be as nice as possible. And of course, you have the right to all of these things listed here. You have the right to be informed, receive taxpayers' charter, be assisted by an accountant or lawyer, request postponement, respond to proposed adjustments, contest assessment, receive written notification, and appeal decision. Okay. Now let's move on. Okay. Then at the end of the audit, what happens? Like, generally, what can be happen is they can give you a notification of adjustment, or it's called notification de redressement. Okay, so if they come, after finishing their audit, they can say, hey, we have some adjustments, and these adjustments might be additional taxes assessed, it might be penalties, it might be interest, and they have to give you the reasons for assessments. Okay, so these are the things that they can raise, and the taxpayer usually has 30 days to respond to any challenge or findings. Like I already mentioned that. Okay, now you've got up to 30 days to respond to any challenge or any findings. Okay, so if they raise all these things, you have the right to respond within 30 days. Then, of course, what are the main penalties under the 2005 tax framework, Cameroon tax framework? You have common penalties like late filing. Okay, like late filing, you can have fixed fines, percentage to charge, or interest for late payment. And then, of course, under declaration can also attract 30%, 50%, or 100%, depending on the faith or depending on bad faith or fraud. Like, if you didn't declare everything, that's one of the things that they usually raise, that you didn't properly declare all the taxes that you were supposed to declare. So depending on the gravity, then they can slam you a fine based on that. And then, of course, fraudulent practices, of course, you have companies or people who fake invoices or do double accounting. And of course, some people hide sales, and some people falsify VAT credits. Okay, now these are like fraud in this case. So if you are caught doing all of these things, then it might really result to heavy penalties, and in some cases can even go right up to being a criminal prosecution. For example, if you fake invoices and you fake you hide sales, you don't declare everything, it can even lead to criminal prosecution. So be guided, guys. And of course, in some cases it might even lead to business closure. So just be careful when you're doing business. Okay, just ensure that everything is right. Then, of course, in some cases where you have VAT fraud, like you did some fraud with VAT, maybe you did not declare some VAT, or you over declared or something, or you had a high VAT credit, then of course they might also have VAT adjustments, and penalties can move right up to 150% plus late payment interest in certain circumstances. So you see, you can really lose much if you you are doing any of these malpractices. And then of course, you have the arbitrary assessment as well in the 2005 finance law. If a taxpayer ignores filing obligations after formal notice, the administration may determine taxes arbitrarily, taxation d'office. So they can just come to your place and say, okay, you pay 500 million. That's a taxation d'office. Arbitrarily, they just give you an amount and they'll expect you to pay. You see, if you don't do filing, this is what's going to await you in the future, guys. Now, best practices when auditors arrive. As I said, when auditors arrive, one of the recommendations that I give is stay calm and professional, okay? Assign one contact person to work with the auditors. Like, they should feel that they are having some attention. And then cooperate respectfully. Provide copies, not originals where possible. Always provide copies, because some of the times they'll even take some of the copies away from your office to go and continue doing their investigations. So when you want to give them any documents, make sure you give them copies, okay? Keep records of all requests. If they because most of the time when they are auditing, they'll send what they want through requests. So just file all those requests that they want, and then requests should be written, and have confirmations. Involve your accountant immediately. As I said, I'm available if you are going through any tax audit, or they've written you that you're going to have any tax audit. You can call me and I'll be there to assist you. Okay. So what you should avoid is destroying records. Just avoid that, please. I don't want you to go to jail or have any criminal records. And then, of course, avoid backdating invoices. This is something that a lot of companies do. Backdating invoices. That's why I said you just need to be keeping your invoices as you go along. Okay, and giving contradictory explanation, refusing access without legal basis. So avoid these things. If you do these things with tax auditors, they are going to have a serious issue with you. Okay, now let's look at some important tax deadlines and that businesses must respect. Monthly VAT returns is on a monthly basis, like the 15th of the following month, and then you have the payee plus salary taxes, pay as you earn, and salary taxes. They'll be, you declare them the month that follows, the following month by the 15th, and then we also have withholding taxes. That's the 15th of the following month, okay? And then you also have your DSF. Remember, I'm writing a book on DSF, okay? And if you have not had a copy of my book yet, then this is the first edition of my book, Ohada Accounting, Building Statistics and Tax Returns from Scratch. Now, this edition 1, I'm working on edition 2, but I still talk about this because it's still valid, okay? So, if you are having difficulties filing your DSF, then contact me. Let me make this book available for you guys. Look at it. Very beautiful, very beautiful, very beautiful. So that you can have a copy for yourself and for your company. So, if you want to file your DSF, the 15th of March every year for large companies, and then you have for smaller taxpayers 15th of May. But this year I think it was moved to the 30th of May. So make sure that you file in your DSF before its deadline. Okay. Now I'm going to give some practical advice for SMEs in Cameroon. Why many companies fail audit. One of the reasons that many companies fail audit is because the accounting is incomplete. Like, they don't run any software or any accounting software, so accounting is usually incomplete. Personal expense mixed with business expenses. Like, you take things that you're supposed to do for yourself and then you mix it with your business. A lot of sole proprietors do this. Okay, those are one of the reasons why you might fail an audit. And then cash sales are not recorded in some cases. Payroll records differ from declarations. Supporting invoices are missing. So these are some of the reasons why Cameroonian companies fail tax audits. And one of the things you can do is to maintain monthly updates. Like, you key in your invoices on a monthly basis, you maintain your sales registry on a monthly basis. You can also have digital backups, you have organized invoice files, tax compliance calendar, internal controls, and all of these things. But the good news, guys, is that you even don't need to really suffer doing this by yourself or manually, okay? And I'll be introducing to you Solidified Accounting. Guys, Solidified Accounting is the best ERP, Ohada-based ERP that I have come across. I've worked with Oracle, I've worked with SAP, I've worked with Sage, Peachtree, I mean, you name it, okay? But since I came across Solidified, I decided to enter a partnership with these guys, and it's now time for us to like give it to you guys. With Solidified accounting, you can just record everything as you go. It's quite easy to understand this accounting software, and it's based on the OHADA accounting system. So you've got the customer relationship management, money and banking module, expenses, operation, inventory management, manufacturing, service projects, fixed assets, people, you've got records, accounts. I mean, it's a complete ERP, guys. If you know what's an ERP is enterprise resource planning, which puts together from your purchase orders to your suppliers, to your invoices, to your people, it manages the whole company and makes it in such a way that you don't lose resources and you don't lose efficiency and time. So you see what we've got here. Everything is right here, beautifully made. And the good thing about Solidified accounting is that it's made for the common people. So no matter the kind of business you have a saloon, you have a garage, you're running a restaurant, any type of small business, you have a small shop, contact me right now, and I'm going to make Solidified accounting available for you so that you don't have any issues with tax people at the end of the year, and you're not going to have any issue running your business for your normal business performance as well. So Solidified accounting is here. It's a solution for you, and the good thing is it's built for our local reality. Okay, so don't go and take some other kind of software and start trying to customize it. This has already been built for that. So guys, I think that's the end of part 2, and do you know what? I'm going to just go back to my slide 1 and keep watching my videos on this channel. If you've not yet subscribed, please make sure you click on the subscribe button and join me. This year I'm loaded. I'll be coming with a lot of this kind of videos. So if you enjoy it, please drop me a comment. Let me know you enjoyed it, or let me know what other sectors you want me to talk about, and I'm going to read your comment and I'm going to do a video based on that. Don't forget to subscribe, click on the like button, and of course share this video to as many people as possible, okay? Because I know there are so many entrepreneurs around Cameroon and Africa who want to hear this message. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rofo Chifo, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.